Alright guys, I'm gonna go on another demo ride. I'm at Harley Davidson, the demo truck. Look at all these bikes. They actually have 18 bikes here. That's a lot of bikes. And today I'm gonna take out one new for 2022. That is the Nightster. Take a look at this. Has the water-cooled engine. Pretty awesome. As the 975 Revolution Max engine. That's the similar engine on the Pan America and the Sportster S. So this is a wild looking bike. Pretty cool, pretty streamlined. I really like that the pegs are a little bit lower. Look where they come. I'm actually big. I'm actually 6'4", so this fits me really nice, which is pretty awesome. All right, so to turn it on, this is your switch right here that turns it on. Bring the switch down. Make sure it is in neutral. Neutral light here. Pulling the clutch. Clutch is really easy, really easy. And hit the button. All right. Pretty awesome. Interesting mirrors. Look at these little button mirrors. First impression, I don't really like these mirrors because they're not bowed out enough. You can't see much at all. These are like BMW mirrors where you can't hardly see anything because they're not bowed out enough. But we'll try it. It has a really kind of a forward stance. All right, so we're gonna try it. Let's see where the clutch is. Whoa. That's like almost a 2-finger clutch on that one. So a little bit different than a Harley Davidson clutch. All right, here we go. I love the pegs on this. I love the stance. This is pretty awesome. Has a kind of a blinker like a Honda, an all-in-one blinker button on the left side. I notice on the clutch, you kind of have to let the clutch out pretty far before it grabs, but it seems like you can get used to it pretty easy. Not bad, not bad. I noticed the back brakes are really nice on this thing. Really nice back brakes. Super easy to maneuver. Super maneuverable. That's pretty amazing. Probably one of the more maneuverable bikes. Really super flickable. Seems like it's a really light bike. You just flick it back and forth. It's like a completely different machine. This is pretty awesome. It has different modes too. So right now we're in highway mode. All right, let's see. We got back brakes are nice, pretty nice. Oh, that clutch takes a little bit to get used to. So this is a wow. That is a lot of pickup. It seems like on this bike. You know what? I kind of take it back about the mirrors. The mirrors aren't that bad, actually. Now that I'm on the road, better than BMW mirrors, I'd say. Wow, it almost feels like you pick up the front end just in highway mode, and it almost has gearing, kind of almost like a sport bike, I'd say. Where you get more torque up at the higher end versus, you know, Harley Davidsons usually have a lot of torque at the low end. Wow. Wow. That really has a lot of power. I'm actually surprised for a 975 that it has that much power. I think it's just because it's such a light bike. I love the stance. It's kind of like slightly forward, almost like a sport bike stance. Not as extreme, slightly forward, but it doesn't really have the sport bike tires on it. So we're going 60. Super smooth. The suspension's really nice. Really nice suspension on this one. So almost no vibration coming up through the handlebars. No road noise really coming up through the handlebars. No road vibration. It almost feels like a sport bike. Kind of gives you the sport bike feel. Except the pegs are more forward, I'd say, than your typical sport bike. A lot of your sport bikes have pegs that are kind of more towards the back. You kind of lean more forward, which is interesting on this one. I think this is the first time I've ever seen a bike that's kind of lean forward but has kind of forward pegs on it. Kind of an interesting setup. Alright, so I'm going to go into sport mode. We'll go into sport mode for this next stoplight up here. We'll see how it is taking off. Hopefully I won't lift the front end too much. Try not to do a wheelie with this thing. I think this thing could do a wheelie though. It's pretty powerful. Alright, so I'm going to adjust my mic real quick. My mic was like a little bit too far up. So yeah, this is a pretty fun bike. There's no sticker that gives the price. I noticed on the last one there's actually an MSRP sticker and had all the options and everything. This one didn't even say what it was. I guess they just came out with this bike like 3 or 4 months ago, so it's a brand new bike. Over on the website where you sign up for the demo, they didn't even have this listed as one of the possible demos. And some guy was saying, hey, you should check out the Nightster. And I was like, what? The what? the what? It's a Nightster. It's an interesting name for this bike. It almost looks like, almost gives you the feel that you're on like a Harley Davidson Iron 1200. That's kind of what it looks like, you know, from a distance. It is a completely different beast, let me tell you. This thing is really super nice. Slow speed stability, not too bad. That clutch takes some getting used to. I'm pulling up to a full stop. A little bit shaky right at the end. It takes a little bit getting used to. I think you could pick up the front end, and I'm not even. Wow. Yeah, so that was like over 9,000, like 9,300 RPM. That's where like all the torque is. You gotta really wind it out to feel the power. Get up to like 9,000 RPM. I don't know what the red line is on this because it just has a digital tachometer on there. But yeah, it's super smooth on the road. You're going 60 and it's like super smooth. It's almost as smooth as a Road King. It's pretty amazing actually. It's a fun little bike. Takes the corners really good, really solid in the corners. It just seems like it doesn't seem like a Harley Davidson. That's the funny thing. It seems like it wants to be kind of wound out all the time, kind of like a sport bike. It's a real fun little bike. The Nightster. Huh. That's pretty impressive, I'd have to say. I don't know, for a fun little in-town getting around bike, this would be, depending on the price, I wouldn't think this would be too expensive. This is a really fun little bike. So the seat, let's talk about the seat. The seat is pretty firm. It's not hurting me yet. I think it would eventually. So out of all the Harley Davidsons, I'd say this has probably the worst seat. I don't know, another hour on this bike and I'd probably be ready to get off. You definitely want to change the seat out, I think, on something like this. But this bike is super nice. The thing that kind of floors me on this is the handling and the stability and the smoothness. How smooth it is going down the road, like 50 or 60 miles an hour. It's just so smooth. It's really quite incredible. You feel a little bit through the handlebars, but almost nothing. So I think the Road King's a little bit smoother. But for a little bike like this to be almost as smooth as a Road King, it's just kind of blows me away. That's pretty phenomenal. Of course, you don't have a Harley Davidson sound on this one. You have a... Yeah, it sounds like the Sportster S or the Pan America. They all have the same kind of an engine. Wow, you could turn on a dime with this thing. Wow. It makes some really tight corners. Really easy to turn around. Alright, I'm getting used to it. I'd say this takes a little bit getting used to compared to everything else. Oh, the clutch. I kind of struggle with the clutch. It's just a little different. But it's not bad. Wow. Wow. That's pretty incredible. That was like, got up to 60 miles an hour in second gear. Super fast. Well, this is kind of interesting. Let's see, I'm in sixth gear. Uh-oh, the gas light's on. I don't want to run out of gas. Alright, so... let's see. My RPM disappeared. I was actually going to look at the RPM. I don't know what happened. The gas light came on. My RPMs kind of disappeared. Wow. But it seems like, I don't know. So, if I was a guessing man, I'd say at about 60 miles an hour, probably about 3,000 RPM, I'm guessing. So, you could probably you'd probably be pretty wound out on the highway going 80 miles an hour with this thing, I'd say. Of course, a bike like this kind of wants to be wound out. It's not like your Harley Davidsons that really like the low RPM torque. So yeah, pretty nice. Not really any wind deflection at all. Just one little kind of like a headlight deflector around the headlight. It's like you're in full wind, which is nice. I like the full wind. You don't have to worry about any buffeting from a visor or from a windshield or anything. So we are in sport mode. It seems like there's not that much low-end torque like you'd see in your Harley Davidsons. So when you're starting out, you don't like jump off the line like you do on your Harley Davidsons. You kind of have to wind it out like a sport bike. So this road actually has a lot of kind of you can't really see it in the road, but it has like a lot of washboard in the road. One hand stability, not the greatest. Not the greatest. Not really. I don't really feel that confident taking one hand off of the handlebars to wave at somebody. I would say. I think maybe because I'm kind of leaning forward a little bit. And with the forward pressure on the handlebars, it's a little bit different taking one hand off. But yeah, this road actually has quite a bit of washboard in it, so I'm actually surprised that this is absorbing all of the kind of the washboard vibration. Like when I got on the Lowrider S, it was really noticeable, the washboard. And this one, you can't even feel it. It's pretty amazing. Really good suspension. It feels like a little tiny baby bike. It feels like a toy. It's pretty amazing, actually. Dude, there's almost no torque. Oh, and then you hit that band and it's like, wow. Wow, wow. It just takes off. That just takes your breath away right there. Whew. Wow. It's pretty amazing. The other thing that's kind of amazing is it doesn't really feel like you're going to pick up the front tire. You know, it's like right on the edge of picking up the front tire, which is actually an advantage because on a lot of those bikes, you're almost afraid to give it full throttle because you're always afraid of picking up the front tire, so you're kind of fishing for that sweet spot where you get the most power without lifting it up. And this one, it seems like you can floor it. Plus on this one, it seems like you have a little bit of more of a forward lean, which really helps to keep you from picking up that front end too. So if you had more of like a upright position or like a backwards lean, it'd be a lot easier to accidentally pick up the front tire. But yeah, this is a really super fun bike. It's pretty amazing. I can't get over how stable it is on the road. This is really quite amazing. Going 50 and 60 and just for it to be that stable. It's not quite, almost, I'd say it's more stable than a lot of them. Not quite like your Road King. The Road King was like floating on glass, sitting on a pillow. Speaking of sitting on a pillow, this seat, starting to hurt me a little bit. So 65, pretty smooth, not too bad. A little bit of road vibration up at 65. I don't know, if you went like 80 miles an hour, if you went 80 on this thing, it almost, I don't know, with a smaller bike like this, you'd almost get a little nervous, I'd say, being on such a small bike going so fast, even if it was super smooth like this. I don't know. So I know a lot of people on some of these main highways, they do go like 80 miles an hour. I think you could do it on this bike. I think you could do 80 comfortably without being scared. That's the big thing. This is a pretty awesome bike. So it actually seems I'd say it's pretty close to the Sportster S. They both have the same kind of stability on the road and the same kind of engine. Alright, so we're turning here. So I'm pretty sure this has self-canceling blinkers because I haven't turned off the blinkers myself and the blinkers are off. Wow, this feels like such a small bike. It is pretty fun. Alright, finally got around that 18-wheeler. Alright, so would I buy this bike? Definitely I would buy this bike. This is a really fun one. I'd say maybe the funnest bike I've ridden today. Maybe the Sportster S. I'd say this is probably next in line, next to the Sportster S. This is probably the second most fun. Maybe the third most fun would be like the Pan America. As far as the fun factor. So yeah, not bad at all. Pretty awesome. It just gives you the impression you're riding something really small. The other thing that's kind of interesting on this one too is it seems like the hand grips are a lot thinner than you'd normally see on a motorcycle. So I don't know if it like fatigues my hands or what's going on with the hand grips. It's just, it seems like you could use a little bit more padding on the hand grips compared to what's actually, you know, comes stock on the bike. Personally, I'd like to see like a little bit beefier of a hand grip. I've never really noticed it before except when I got on this bike. Just seems like kind of fatigues your hand a little bit. All right, let's see if I can find a spot. Look at all these bikes. Lots of bikes. Lots and lots of bikes. All right, so I want to park right here. All right, so let's see how easy it is to get into neutral. Oh, I missed it. I'll try it again. All right, so second time in this one. Sometimes it's real easy and they just pop right in. And then to kill it, just turn it off right there. There you have it. That's an awesome little bike. Has a tiny little kickstand. That would fit a lot of different people because it's a small bike. It seemed like it fit me pretty well. It was just seemed like the seat was just a little too hard. If I bought it, I'd probably change the seat to something a little bit softer. All right, so there you have it. That is the 2022 Harley Davidson Nightster. All right, thanks for coming along. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.